Hi guys, welcome to this video. So this is a video back from probably what is the longest break I've actually had while making videos on YouTube. I'm not going to go into the reasons because nobody really cares about my mental well-being. I'm not going to bore you with the details. The important thing is that I feel like I'm able to make videos again, so let's crack on. Right, I'm using a new mic. Hopefully it's not being too bad. It's not the most expensive mic, and this one doesn't reach when I walk over there. What I want to show you today is behind me. Now, those of you who've been following my social medias will have seen this, so apologies if you've seen it already, but hopefully seeing it in video and demonstrated will help. This is going to be a little bit of a chaotic one because I'm very rusty, and I'm just going to try and fill in as much as possible without going into too much detail, because what I want to show you today is the basics of what I want to build on going forward. So hopefully, if I can remember how to use this, let's see if I can switch to the camera. Here we go. Right, brilliant. So that's worked, and hopefully my microphone is also working. This here is my Necromunda table. So you'll all be familiar with the vertical board up there, which now that I've actually worked on this is painted awfully. That really bad painting, this really happy with painting. Now this, I feel, really encapsulates what the underhive is. So you can see that it's had paint on it, but that was a long old time ago, and there is just rust everywhere. That's what I've tried to achieve. Even the new stuff has a lot of rust on it. Yeah, so what is it? Well, if I look over here, you'll recognize, some of you, if you're old enough, you'll recognize the Necromunda bulkheads from the original game. So back in the, I think it was late 90s, early 2000s. Gorkamorka also used the same bulkheads. Anyway, I've been able to get hold of a load of them. I think what I'm using here is about 60 of them. And essentially, I've replaced the cardboard with styrene. Now that's been detailed in the same way as I detailed the vertical board. So using 0.25 mil styrene layering on top, just to give it a bit of texture, I suppose, and paneling, make it look like metal. And then the rest of it is spray paint. So I basically laid down a rust layer, and then using masking tape and weathering with salt, I've been able to make this really nice sort of chipped effect. So I'm really chuffed with it anyway. Let me know what you think, guys. There's lots of different shapes. So we've got these ones here, which are sort of semicircle shape, and they can be done to different levels. You can get your hand in there nice and easy. We've got this one over here, which is a U shape. You can't see it very well because the light's not doing a great job at the moment. You've got these, the majority of them are in this sort of tower shape that you can see over there, and all the ones at the back. But there's also these long ones here. So there's this really long piece that goes between these two towers and joins the two together. All over the place, you'll have noticed that we've got these, which are the walkways. Again, textured in exactly the same way, weathered, and I've also used a salt technique and some yellow paint. The yellow isn't coming up very well on the camera, unfortunately. It's a little bit washed out and white, so you're not getting the full effect, unfortunately. I'll have to work on that. But that's the basics of it. Now, I had some bulkheads that were a bit broken. What I've been able to do is make these cool, like, line of sight blocking bits that go on top of the towers. There's one here as well. So that comes off. Again, the whole thing comes apart quite literally as half of it falls down in the background. Fantastic work. I'm going to leave that in. Apologies again if this is out of focus. My cameras aren't usually set up for this kind of thing. They're just set up to be looking at the table. And using three of the same camera doesn't work very well on my computer. Yeah. Right, I think that's basically what I wanted to cover. Now, there's a lot I'm going to add to this. The crane that was on top of there before it fell off is basically sitting on top of a piece that fits on top and slides on top of the bulkheads. The same will happen for, if I can just bring the camera down here. So what we've got down here is my little bar that I've made. Little bottles on it. And that will also have small clips on the bottom which will clip onto the top of the bulkhead, so I can put it on different parts. We've got little stools and tables going on. Really pleased with that. We've got an example here of the railings as well, how they'll work. So they basically clip on the side there quite easily. Yeah, so it's all very, very modular, and I'm hoping to add a lot to it. So that's the main thing I wanted to cover on the channel, to be honest. Just bring you back to this camera here. Stop that from distracting everybody. Yeah, so going forwards, I'm going to try and add all the different features that you need to run the different type of environments in Necromunda. So what I've got there is I've got the drinking hole, which is one of the territories that you can get in Necromunda. So whenever we're playing in the drinking hole, for example, then I'm going to try and set that up on the table somewhere, and that will be an example of what that is. So I'm going to try and work through all the different terrain and whatnot that you need for that. And as I'm sure you're aware, that's a big task, and so that's quite a lot of stuff for me to get on with, and it's also quite a lot of stuff to make videos on as well, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so before I waffle on anymore and bore you to death, I'm going to do that, and that worked. Fantastic. Yeah, if you want to keep up with me in between videos, head on over to these over here. Thank you very much for watching, and again, thank you to everybody who kept up with me on social media, those who encouraged me to start making videos again, asking where I was, if I was okay. That didn't go unnoticed, and a lot of you, of course, I responded to with a, I don't know. But here I am, so hopefully I'm not going to jump in too hard and burn out and take on too much, but what I am going to do is try and get out maybe one video a week as I progress through this. I might even cover individual components in a bit more detail, a bit more close-up. Again, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see all the different elements. There's quite a bit of stuff I haven't shown you, so getting sort of close in on the different parts I think would be a good idea. I can set the camera up and I can literally do it on the table. You can get a much better in focus view with maybe with the proper microphone as well. I'm not sure how this one is doing. Right, sorry, I said I was saying goodbye and I didn't, and that's my usual thing that I do. Right, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Stay well, guys.